All right. We are live. Just waiting for... Okay. There we go. That's awesome. Just getting everything ready. I have a couple things to show you guys from Italy, so just give me a sec. Let me grab them. This, on the other hand, this is not from Italy, but I'll show it because it's cool. All right. Yo, what's up, everyone? It's me, Nightlord131, and I'm back from Italy. It's been at least 2 weeks since I was last streaming, and yeah, I had a lot of things happen since these past 2 weeks, and I'll talk about them very shortly, but I'm just making sure everything is right here. Let me just check that our volume is good. Check. Yeah, we're matter of fact fantastic, actually. Okay. All right. Okay. Just gonna wait until a few more people come in. We got a new subscriber over on YouTube, which is fantastic. And, well, actually, 2 subscribers. So, yeah, we're going somewhere. But actually, here, let me go take care of a few things. And I'll just talk about what I did in Rome, Italy, because that's the biggest thing that I did. Recently, well, actually, I'll go down timeline wise, just so that you guys can understand, because it's a lot of stuff that's happened. First, I went to see The Offspring in Bad Religion, and they absolutely killed it. I had a great time seeing Bad Religion and The Offspring. Like, Bad Religion was the major highlight for me because they're a really cool punk band, and like I'm definitely going to collect their music. And yeah, very fun stuff. And then seeing The Offspring live was just fantastic. I did try to like upload like a small tribute that The Offspring did for Ozzy Osbourne, and unfortunately YouTube did not let that slide. So unfortunately, I wish you guys were able to see it, but you can't. But you will be able to see it over on my TikTok and my Instagram. I haven't uploaded it to Instagram yet, but I will. I hope you guys will like it, though. It's really cool. It was really nice, too. Let's see. After I went and saw The Offspring, then I took my plane and I flew to Chicago, then to Charlotte, in North Carolina. Then I went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, spent some time with family, and then the next day I drove with my friend. We were driven to JFK in New York City, and then we how do you say, we took Italian Airways, and I was on the plane for at least 8 hours. 8 hours from JFK. and then to Rome. And let me just tell you this. When I arrived, when I got off the plane, I was rushed to immigration, and they had this place, and the people in the airport were like, Americans this way, and I followed them, and they had like this machine. You put your passport into it, like you slide it and put it in, and then you're on your way. My machine actually malfunctioned, and then they said, go, go. And there was only one way to get out of the airport. I decided to go through the all passports lane. And when I went for the all passports lane, like to get to the border and then leave, there was, and I mean a ton of people from all different corners of the world, people from Africa, people from Latin America even, and people from like the Middle East, Asia, and even some Aussies. And like, no, it was very interesting seeing all these different people, going through this process. I'll get to like me leaving Rome because that was sort of interesting. But like they asked me the questions that they wanted to know. And if like just so that you guys kind of understand the questions that I was asked, and I'll like when I get to the part when I get back to the US, like I'll describe that whole situation because it was very interesting. But anywho, when I got back, well, no, what am I saying? I'm skipping into like that part of the timeline. Sorry. Actually, let me drink something quick. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. They asked how long I would be staying for. That's pretty common. They ask you that question anywhere you go. They asked me my why I was coming, and I said I was going with my friend. And they also had asked like what type of job I have, and then I answered. And then they let me go. And okay, this is like the wild part that this is like the wild part that made me say, wow, this is interesting because now I can talk about my experience. But when we went to how you say, we walked to like the taxi lane to get a taxi, and there was this one person who was pointing to the front, and that's where you get your taxi. But this guy, this Uber guy, he says, I can't remember what he said exactly, but he was saying, you need driven? And we were both saying yes. And then he takes our luggage from us, and we followed him. And he takes us to the garage, actually, of like where all the different people had their taxis and regular vehicles. His vehicle was like banged up, and then he had his girlfriend in the front, and they were talking in Italian. And my friend who came, well, who was with me, like he, understands Italian. And they were arguing. They were having like relationship problems and arguing and assuming that, the people that they had picked up did not speak a lick of Italian. I don't speak Italian, but my friend does. But anywho, like we got to see like these different parts of like I say the entrance into downtown Rome, and it was just beautiful. Rome is very beautiful, actually. Like giant, narrow. How do you say? Giant, narrow areas. Like people walk these streets that have been around since the Roman Empire, and people will like drive on these, and it's like really cool. And the streets were extremely narrow. Like people will drive really fast, apparently, in like these areas. And like I got to see the Colosseum, which is huge, really huge and fantastic. Just amazing. Like I filmed some video of like a little bit of like of the Colosseum. Like I didn't do like a full 180, like a full like circle around it. But if you go to my Instagram, actually, you can go and see pictures of the Colosseum at night, and it just looks amazing. But anywho, now we got to see the Trevi Fountain, and we also saw like the embassy of the Vatican. We didn't get to see the Vatican, which was unfortunate, but yeah. I also wanted to see the Parthenon, but unfortunately it was also raining a lot in Rome. But that's what happened. But no, they have a lot of tasty food actually in Rome. I also got like how do you say this? I also got to try this one Italian. I don't know if it's considered a snack or what, but it is like a bread, and it has like tomatoes, it has garlic, it has like I say virgin olive oil, and it has like a bunch of other stuff like that. It's really tasty. I also got to try margarita pizza, and that was also really delicious too. Here, let me just put this away. We're going to continue our building project, but oop. Come on. All right. What else? Yeah. Ooh, I'll get to the knickknacks when I get this part done. I'll probably yeah. Just give me a sec. Oh. Ooh. Here you go. Ooh. Okay. What else? But yeah, no. It was just fantastic. you see like the modern mixed with the ancient, like the ancient, like from the Roman Empire. These stuff is like still there after thousands of years, after the collapse of Rome. And then you have, of course, the Black Death, the Dark Ages. You have, of course, like the Enlightenment. Of course, like the first two world wars. And no, like all this stuff is still preserved. People in Rome, they just walk and like they know, like they have this stuff in their backyard. But for people who go and visit, it is like a wonder that we still have this stuff. So if any of you guys ever do get the opportunity to like travel to like, well, I'm talking to people like who are from North America and also like other parts of the world. If you live in Europe, you're lucky. But anywho, yeah. If you ever get the opportunity, you should. I already heard that they got some really good steaks in Italy. Yeah. No, honestly, I got to try this like I say lamb. Trying to think, what's that called? It was like a really tasty lamb that I got to try, and it was like super good. Lamb chops? Yes. Sorry, I forgot about how to say it. But yeah, no, the lamb chops were delicious. It had like paprika, it had like potato, it was just perfect. By the way, I also got to like try McDonald's over in Rome. And I'll just put it to you like this. American McDonald's, they suck compared to McDonald's over in not just Italy, but Rome and well, not just Italy, but also in Europe. Like, no, it didn't make you feel like crap eating that stuff. Still not necessarily good for you, health-wise, because it's fast food, but no, I felt great. And they had like a lot of cool options. I got like chicken wings actually at McDonald's. I think their French fries still use beef. I'm not sure, but I do know like with the European Union, they are really health conscious. There's a lot of things between the U.S. and like Europe, where I think Europe excels. And when it comes to the health department, the European Union just does wonders. The U.S. is like, how do you say, very unhealthy. Yes, customer protection, yeah, definitely. But what else? I'm trying to think. Here, once we get to the road, to the big ass road, that's when I will show some of the stuff I acquired overseas. I had brought back like 3 personal items, and I got like a bunch of gifts for people. So there was this one thing that happened, and it made me mad that it happened. And this is like where Europe sucks. But it was like, how you say? I'll bring it up because it is important. Unfortunately, like, what you guys were telling me, like, before a stream, like, prior to going to Rome, a lot of you guys told me, like, be careful about your stuff. Like, when you're walking around because of pickpockets, you know? And I took that advice and ran with it. I always had my hands in my pockets to avoid, like, people stealing. But anywho, like, during, like, this one rainy day, we were walking down, like, the streets of Rome. And then, unfortunately, like, there was this one guy who was looking at my friend's phone and was looking like he was going to go take it. And then my friend covered his phone like this. And the person's response was to try to hit my friend in the head with a umbrella thing. He dodged it. Well, the person almost looked like he was going to do that, but you know, he took it and was like, and then kept on walking. And what's unfortunate is that Europe doesn't really seem to have, like, good self-defense laws. Maybe there are some laws where I'm like that I'm unaware of right now as I'm talking, but no, it doesn't seem like you have good self-defense laws, especially with firearms. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But no, other than that, like, the fake taxi and the how you say, and that one incident, like, those were the two negatives. Other than that, it was great. It was just nice seeing, like, how other people live in another part of the world, you know. And I wish that everyone had the ability, especially here in North America and the Americas, to, like, go and travel, because it's a definitely beautiful place. Some countries in Europe ban sellers, like 9 mn 40 45 cap and 5.56 netto. Interesting. Well, I can believe it. But yeah. No, it was interesting. Coming back to the US though. Oh boy. There was a lot of interesting stuff when I was coming back from coming back from Rome. First off, when we arrived at the airport, get this. There was a designated area for Americans as well as Israeli citizens. For, like, you had the all passports area for people to go through their TSA, but for American citizens and people of Israel, they can go through this one private area, and the TSA in that area is extremely nice, actually. In Rome, of all places, like, that kind of shocked me. Like, I understood, like, coming into Europe that, like, it would be a little bit smooth sailings for people who were American, but, like, it was kind of crazy to me that there was a designated area, like, where you'll go for, like, how you say this? There's a designated area for Americans as well as Israeli citizens to, like, go through it privately. I don't know. I tried to look it up, and it was apparently something like terror thing or whatever. I looked into it very passively, but no, it was interesting. And then I took the plane from this massive airport in Rome. And I flew back to the United States. That took 9 hours just to get back. And then I had to go through the border to get back into the U.S. And there was a huge line of people. And this giant line consisted of U.S. citizens, Canadians, as well as green card pass holders. And then there was an all passports lane for people who are not U.S. citizens. And then, how do you say this? Like, how do you say this? I want to try to make sure you guys can understand, like, the extent of what I had to deal with. This giant line of people that, were entering the United States. Like, they had this giant row of, people that, not people, doors that you have to go through in order to, like, enter the United States. And they only had one door open for all of us, all the U.S. citizens, all the Canadians, all of the green card pass holders. And I went through. They only asked me two questions, okay? They asked me if I brought any foods or any alcohol. I said no. They looked at my passport, and then they let me go. And then I had to drive 3 hours. Well, me and my friend were driven 3 hours back into central Pennsylvania. So, yeah, no, that's what I had to deal with. I wish that with the U.S. that they had a similar thing to Europe when it comes to people entering. Like, in Europe, if you're an EU citizen, you just have to put your passport in. And also for our U.S. citizens, too. Like, you can just put your passport into that machine, then you're on your way. But no, the U.S. is very archaic, it seems, when it comes to stuff like that for its own citizens. So, yeah, it was really cool. Definitely interesting, very eye-opening. So, okay. What else? Oh, I'll get to the knickknacks now, because that's why I want to show. Excuse me. My first thing I want to show is this. I have this third thing, but it's Aphrodite slash Venus, but I don't want to deal with, like, she's nude. She's covering herself, but I don't want to, like, it's called the Venus de Milo. If you know that painting, then you know why. So I'm not going to show. But this is Medusa. Medusa from Greek mythology. the Gorgon herself. She comes in this interesting color here. And if you know the story of Medusa, of course you know that she was a victim of the gods, essentially, in Greek mythology. And anyone who looks at her turns into stone. When I get the new stream room, I'm going to find a place for Medusa. And then we have this guy, who I call him Creeper. He's a piggy bank, a skull with a fire mohawk thing, actually, which is green, actually. So, yeah. Got that. Well, actually, here, let me put this guy, Creeper, over here. And then I got this. This came in the mail while I was away, but I got this U2's vinyl figure of Marceline, the Vampire Queen from Adventure Time, actually. In the new stream room, I'm going to find a place for Marcy. And, like, yeah, no, it's a great figure. I'm actually planning on getting a tattoo of Marceline. I'm going to put Marceline right here, somewhere on this arm. It's going to look great. Is there anything else? Yeah, no, I think that's it. That's what I've been up to. Well, actually, no, I also, oh boy, there's a lot up until, like, me streaming today. Like, I pre-ordered, how do you say? Okay, first off, I guess we'll talk about the Ice Nine Kills music video that recently dropped. I watched the new Ice Nine Kills music video of Twisting the Knife, based on the new Scream movie coming out, and it looks fantastic. The music was great. It was more of a hard rock than anything else, but no, it was great. I pre-ordered their how do I say, poster, and I also pre-ordered a t-shirt that I'm going to wear on stream, and the poster will be in the new stream room, actually. So, yeah. I also ordered this horror punk CD, actually, from a website known as Discos. And it's like the eBay for music, and I believe they also have like DVDs and like other things like that. So, yeah. It's going to be coming in the mail, and I also ordered 2 NECA action figures, actually. The Phantom from the Opera in color, as well as the Creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA as well. So when they arrive, I'm going to show them on stream. So, yeah. Anything else? No, that's it. Oh yeah, I'm also going to get my next tattoo next month, actually. And I'm getting Anubis right beneath my first tattoo right here. So, whew. That's a lot. That's a lot to talk about. Oh dear. Alright. But, yeah, how about... Oh. Okay. That's a big thing. Let me just read that. I'm currently planning out my new PC, which is going to cost $6,000. The spares are the Azater 7. I'm also currently eating some pansy. Cool, cool. That's awesome, dude. But yeah, what have you guys been up to since last time I streamed? And also, what else? What else? Oh, I'm hosting my horror stream known as Blood Moon Terror. That's going to be on March 3rd. I'll have to like can't remember at what time, but it's at 7 something. I'll have to look at that a bit later. Maybe in the next stream, which, by the way, the next stream will be tomorrow, actually. So, yeah. But no, what have you guys been up to? Want to hear what's going on in your guys' lives? It is a Filipino dish. I have also been doing some firearms training and might change my nightstand gun from a Glock 19 to a Glock 19 Gen 6. Oh, interesting. You know, like, don't get me wrong, a Glock 19 is a good gun. Like, I believe it's standard in most police police stations. But yeah, no, that's good. I'm happy to hear. Yeah. Let me think. I need to light up this area more. We're almost to my area that I want to build this road to, actually. But yeah. It's a SIG. Oh, it is the SIG Sager P320. Was also. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Thank you for letting me know. That's very fascinating. Is there anything else? Oh, excuse me. Oh, here, I'll just put this right here. But no, I've been great. I'm happy to hear that you guys are doing well, and like, no, honestly, nothing wrong has been going on, and yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanted to also briefly, and I mean very briefly, talk about the Bad Bunny halftime show at the Super Bowl, because I was watching the Super Bowl, but it was mainly just to see Green Day and also Bad Bunny. But just give me a sec. I also have been looking at a MG 2011 Pistols, which is a ramped up M1911. Oh, it's interesting. That's cool. But I also, how you say this? I was only there to watch Green Day as well as Bad Bunny. And I'll just put it to you like this. Both Green Day as well as Bad Bunny was awesome. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny. Well, not up until that point did I consider listening to Bad Bunny's music. But after that, I was like, I'm sold. I'm going to listen to his stuff. And I also saw that he has a music video where he dresses up as Nosferatu, actually. Well, Count Orloff. If you want to be actually. But, no, it was great. I also saw that there was this one thing that was going on from TP USA. It was like they had like Kid Rock and all that stuff. It was stupid, it really was. I don't know if any of you heard about that one because it was just stupid. It was just like get people angry. But anywho, no, it was great. I also liked the message at the end of Bud Bad Bunny's show. Actually, it was really cool. Well, no, it wasn't really. It was cool, yes, but it was also a good message. That love is stronger than hate. Which I feel like we need more of that in the world. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did any of you guys watch the halftime show? And also, if you are a, how you say, Seahawks fan, congratulations. I was rooting for them anyway. Okay. I've also just got into looks maxing and planning and plan and plan. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It looks like you're also looking into like doing some workout, and that's great. Yeah. I don't honestly with the looks maxing thing or whatever. Oh, excuse me. That's a very like interesting thing as well. I haven't looked into it too much myself actually. That's just because I don't know. It just seems like I'm not really interested though. But if it's interesting to you, full power to you. Full power to you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. Is there anything else? Let me think. Oh, I was going to talk about this one topic just because, like, I was a little bit mad earlier. And it was just because, like, it just seemed like nothing today was going well. Just because, like, I kind of hurt myself today because my dog was like outside and like he was barking extensively, and I was wanting to bring him inside, and like he made me hit my leg on like where the gate is to my backyard, and then like I tried to put on his leash, and then he like speeds, like he hits me, like he hits me with his full body. He like swings, and that got me down, and like eventually I got him inside. But boy, oh, it was a little bit like bad earlier. And then like I had like this like small thing where I was like, "Oh, like there's just feeling bad about myself kind of stuff." And then to cope, I was listening to some hardcore punk because I was mad with, you know, not just myself, but people. Because, alienation is a very powerful thing, unfortunately. Like, people don't understand you kind of stuff. But then I got myself out of it immediately when, like, getting ready for the stream. Because I was like, you know what, there's good things going on for me, so, like, best to get out of this now. Don't get me wrong, I like when it comes to hardcore punk, it is a good like way of like, expressing oneself. But like it was also like I don't know. I was I was moshing to it. And it helped get like some of that energy out. I was also reacting to news of the current Emery situation. It was a week ago, and I swear, that most people that are mad are chopped. Oh, when it comes to that whole thing, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, where do I begin when it comes to that? Because that's first off, I do think that people jumped to conclusions, and how do you say this? I'm trying to think of how to put this. First off, people jump to conclusions because, like, some people, they just don't want to really get into, like, big topics, And like for example, like this is like a thing I want to like do a video on. Like obviously when I get bigger as a creator, I would want to talk about this one topic because I feel very strongly about it. And that's because like the video is it's about the satanic panic from the 1980s and how I believe we still live under the impact of that whole thing. But I do think that there's an expectation that people expect, especially from a person like Emaru. And I feel like people were getting on her way too hard for not talking about that particular thing. I don't think it's like if a person is going to talk about something, let them talk about it on their own terms. Or if they don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it at all. If they don't like feel like they have like the fortitude to really talk about it, you know? Do you understand what I'm saying or not really? And also, it's also online stuff, and the online world does influence the real world. You know, this is true. But I also like have to say like let me look at that in just one sec. I also do think like you have to constantly virtue single on a particular topic, and like not like you don't want to be extremely insincere when you talk about like a certain issue that is like very sensitive. Now let me read your thing. I also did a major crash out on Twitter. You understand completely? Yeah. Like honestly, like let's just how do you say? I I I feel like I should say this just because this is how I genuinely feel. Like when it comes to like the virtue singling and talking about like a sensitive topic or whatever, this is like my rule for myself. I won't talk about anything political unless I feel the need as a person in order to say something about it, you know? Like, let's just say that a really terrible mass shooting happens. Like, I will say something about it because, you know, we don't live in a world of lollipops and rainbows, you know? Like, I'll say something about it. And if there's a natural disaster, I will express my sympathy and all this other stuff, you know? But I feel like if you constantly, and I mean constantly, have to, like, you're saying stuff every single time about every single thing, I feel like that really comes across as insincere. And when it comes to Emaru, she has talked about more sensitive issues before. And you also have to consider, too, that she's also have had, like, a lot of shit happen recently. You know? And do you want her to like bring up another, and I mean even like more intense topic when she wants to just play her games? If you like with a with certain creators out there that do exist who like are known for talking about things like this extensively, I can understand that. You can expect things from that, right? But like I don't know. If I bring up something that I personally feel strongly about, I will bring it up here. For the most part, on this stream, I want to have fun. I want everyone to feel welcoming. When it comes to things I will speak about, I don't fuck with racism. I don't fuck with transphobia, transphobia, homophobia, or any other type of discrimination of any sort. If anything like that comes up in here, it gets dealt with immediately. You know what I mean? And then if a person tries to say, but it's my free speech to say all this shit, well, guess what? You can go to some other place where that's accepted. But when it comes to my stream, no. Unaccepted. Unacceptable. Same thing? Yeah, exactly. That's all I have to say on that. I don't want to like drag it out long cuz I've said what I needed to say. And obviously people like will like in the heat of the moment, they will say things that they don't actually mean, or it gets like misconstrued through like in that moment until like they can like piece together a better way of talking about it. You know what I mean? So, yes. That's all I have to say about not just like not just about like that whole thing, but also just in general. So, boy, that was a lot of talking. That's all. All right. I'm a little bit fighting a cold here, kinda. So if it sounds like I'm sniffling, because I am. I'm trying to fight this thing. So. Let's be healthy. Alright. Anywho. Let me see. Oh, yeah, by the way, last thing I'll say about Rome. Uh. Oh, yeah, it was 60 degrees and no snow, so it was awesome. uh, oh, my. 60-degree weather. You can literally walk around in your shorts. Just the best time of all time. Well, anywho. Let me think. Let me think. Oh, I got to play Halo 5 actually last night on Xbox. And boy, that was really fun. My Xbox controller is kind of a little bit like funky a little bit just because like when I'm playing, like when I'm scrolling or something, it will like not want to scroll, but then when it does occasionally, it will like do like a like up and down, up and down, up and down, and just like not great. It's not great, you know. Oh, excuse me. But no, Halo was just great. I had a great time playing Halo. I think your controller might be broken. Yeah, yeah, most likely is. But you know what? I'm gonna try to fix it, or at least get a new one. I played what's that called? I played Doom Eternal for the second time while I was playing on that controller. And honestly, I can't wait to play like a Ancient Gods here on stream. Hopefully, maybe next month or April. I'm still thinking about it, but yeah, no, Doom is just a great game. Doom: The Dark Ages. Uh, Obviously, the original Doom. That shit goes really hard. Not gonna lie. And yeah. So let me try to think how I will cross the ocean. First off, let's turn off the rain. Oh, no. I can't think while there's rain. Oh, um, just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Ooh. There it is. Brought a little napkin. Well, no, not napkin, but in order to clean my nose, you know. I'll put it right here. Actually, sure. I'll put. Look at. Let me put Marceline right here. And I'll put this right here if I need it. Might want to. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me see. I know that I built some like. Here, let me see. I'll build it right here, actually. There we go. Let me see if I can find a crafting table. Nope. Little hobbit house. Let's see. Oh, never mind. I think I'm good, actually. We're gonna continue the big ass road, but water edition. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna build it right here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Look at all that fish. Nice. Well, I was going to make like a road, but I will actually. I will. But I'm just going to make this small dock. Just so that I can like... Well... This will actually give me some length for my road. Well needed one, actually. There. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Now we'll get some daytime. Let me see. I'll take some wood from here. This is all just aesthetic, essentially. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing great tonight. Perfect. Now if I just do this. Alright. Where is... Oh, there's one. I need one. I actually need more of this. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Alright. Let's go look. Oh! Come on. Let's try to find the, area. We need to look at what... There's two areas, actually, that we need to connect. So you know what? I'll actually go and connect both of those two villages with the road. And then I'll reconnect those two villages to the... to the other village that way. Yeah, that'll be the plan. That'll be plan for today. Come on. Come back to me. Perfect. Ooh. There we go. So, what games have you guys been playing? I tried to do stuff with my Fortnite, but it's gotten bigger. It got really big. So we need to connect that. Like, the update did not really fit on my PC, so I had to uninstall it. And I'm going to try to figure a way out to, like, have both Fortnite alongside Hytale and Minecraft. Mostly Fortnite grinding and getting ready for a couple solo tournaments. That's awesome, dude. Hope those go well for you. For me, it's just obviously Minecraft, Fortnite, as well as I should play some more Hytale, but also GTA 5, and now Halo 5. Oh my gosh. There we go. Ooh. It's in the middle of the daytime. Come on. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I like the feel of oh no. Come on. Come on. Oh no. The llama. That's terrible creeper. Terrible. Llamas are like one of my favorite animals. I would have a llama if I had the space for one and the time. Llamas are cute. Are you kidding? There we go. Come back here, you. You scoundrel. Get back here. Wow. Oh my. Did you see that? Oh well. Okay. Now the sun's rising. Apparently, I was working in the dark. Okay. I'm going to take the easy way. And also, it gives me perspective that I need. And also, it's a great way of seeing how long, well, how much I've done. Look at that. That just looks amazing. Okay. So this is where we're going to do the jump off. And we're going to head this way. And we're probably going to connect it to here. And then make a bigger road. And that road will lead directly to this place. Okay. Here. There we go. Here, let's just help these guys. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. So then we're going to connect that one all the way over here to hold up. What's going on? Okay, are we... Okay. What was that all about? My screen froze on me. Alright, that's better. So then we're going to just reconnect to this place. There we go. And just add some more of these guys here. So then we have... Perfect. Destroy. Destroy. It was really laggy. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Okay. Well, things are looking better now. As far as I'm aware. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Now we can now take it out of survival, well, creative, and now we put it back into survival. That's better. That's much better, actually. This is most likely going to be like a bridge of some sort for like going forward, but we'll see how this goes. Oh. Okay. We're going to try to connect to these two areas, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but that's the plan. All right. Perfect. What's up? Nothing much. Welcome to the stream, Prush and Mummy 18. Hope you're doing great today. Always great to have you around. Okay, let's see. I talked a lot about what I did in Rome. I also briefly talked about Bad Bunny's performance at the halftime show, and I've also talked about a bunch of stuff. I hope you're doing great today on this great Friday night, and yeah. Oh yeah, I also showed the chat this. I got this mummy actually. Well, no, not mummy. What am I talking about? Sorry. Medusa bust actually. You're doing all right. Half good, half not so good. I'm worried about one of your friends. Oh, I'm sorry. That's terrible. I hope your friend is doing okay. That always sucks. Yes, I did actually. Here's Creeper. This guy, Creeper. He's going to be in my next stream room setup. I'm going to find a place for him. Same with the Medusa here. As well as Marceline from Adventure Time. Yeah, it's going to get renovated and it's going to look great. But do you have any plans for the weekend? What about, what are you guys planning on doing this weekend? I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow actually, and play more Minecraft and anything else. Oh yeah, also spend time with family. That's the big thing too. You don't know? I see. Not really, other than grinding and re rewatching K-pop Demon Hunters. That's great. I saw that. Oh, I got a text. I'll look at it in just a bit. Probably church and chess or hanging out with my friend if she can reply. Oh, I see. Uh, what was I gonna say? K-pop Demon Hunters first. Okay. Uh, I saw that they added K-pop Demon Hunter things to the Fortnite item shop, but I was overseas, obviously, and I couldn't, you know, look at it myself. But it'll be in the item shop, and I'll definitely, you know, get it. Fortnite has trained me to like get skins, and it's like, damn, like that's the one thing. But that's good. Ooh, golden outfits, nice. Uh oh. All right, just give me one sec. I'm going to text a friend. I'm streaming right now, but I can after I am done. Okay, there we go. Just give me a sec. Come on. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Uh yeah, no, probably this might be a short stream depending on how this goes, but you know. Or actually no, this how do you say that? Oh. Ooh. By the way, it is nice getting to be back and you know seeing you guys here and yeah, it's also great to be back in the States. I loved being over in Europe, but I do have to say like it does like make me a bit sad that like I wouldn't be able to like show a lot of this kind of stuff to friends and family because you know like where I live it's a 7 hour difference from like over in let's just say like Rome for example like and I also wish that like traveling was more accessible to people so that people of all like economic uh, brackets can travel and see like what the rest of the world has to offer because it is like you know it is beautiful. Rome is with nice people and just like you see the ancient like you see like things from the Roman Empire and the oldest like obviously we have ancient things here, yes, here in the States, but they're not like you don't have like the modern and you don't have the ancient like this. Over in Rome, it's like that. I would love to travel to Japan, the Philippines, and Thailand. Same, same, same. Absolutely. Thailand, as well as Uruguay, has been on my. Oh, also Egypt. Egypt has been very big in my interests recently. Ooh, yeah. So the United States is more modern than ancient. Yeah, no, like compared to other parts of the world, of well, even like when we look at something like Latin America, you have things from the Mayans, the Incans, the Aztecs, obviously. Like, you have you can see like all these ancient civilizations having. Ooh, like it's it's not like I, I'm trying to figure out a best way to put this. Like you can see this stuff. People interact with this stuff naturally in those countries. But at least in North America, yes, we do have our uh, Native American stuff here, and it's important to recognize that we have that stuff. But in terms of ancient structures that people interact with on a daily basis, the closest you can get to that is like 1600s, while all this other stuff is like thousands, and I mean thousands of years old. Is one of the best things in the Philippines. Also, chicken. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's not a how do you say, a dig at the United States. A matter of fact, Canada too. When I think about it more like broadly, but like no, that's the one thing. Like you really like can see like the ancient past and how like you have like people walk the streets of Rome. Okay, like I say, the cobblestone that people had put down thousands of years ago by the Romans, when you walk the streets, or even if you drive in the streets of Rome, you can still see those cobblestone, you know, uh, roads still there. I want to try Filipino cuisine someday. Yeah. You know, I don't think I've tried Filipino cuisine, but I would like to, though. Oh, gosh. Is this like last time? Oh, my. This is like all over again from like Creeper Alley. Like you had got all these explosions going on. My goodness. That was just terrible. Just give me a sec. I'll look at what you just said in just one moment. Give me a sec. I think the case of the United States is because of geopolitical reasons, including a patterns of the name. I don't know. No, honestly, like, hmm. I think it's a variety of stuff. Like we do have like, hmm. You're half Filipino. That's awesome, dude. Cool. Nice. Let me think. What was I gonna say? Hmm. You know, this is a shame. This is actually okay. I'm gonna go inside because this is just going to be like the talking section of the stream. So that's just what like this is going to be part of the closing, I guess. But here, just give me a sec. I guess we're going to do some cultural analysis here, I guess. But you know, I've been thinking about it, and like I think this is like the difference between not just the United States and the rest of the world, it seems, but like in other parts of the world, well, I would say the rest of the world, like there is a culture of like preserving these, you know, like ancient things when it comes to like the architecture from like ancient civilizations, you know? Like you have the modern and then you have the ancient side by side. And you also have like ancient forests and jungles that, you know, people pay respect to. You know what I mean? But it seems like compared to the United States, like some people will like say, "Oh, this is beautiful. We need to preserve this." But then there's other people that say, "Nah, let's put in not even a new mall. Let's put in like a data center for AI." Like some people will look at and I mean like beautiful piece of land that hasn't been touched, like our national forests or our national parks, and some person be like, "But imagine if we like destroy all this area and we just put in like a data center just so that like fucking TikTok. Did you know that TikTok now has an AI feature thing where you can ask a question or something? That's like so stupid. Are we going to like bulldoze and create all this area just for some like AI shit? It's kind of useless since most people can research their own. Yeah, exactly. Like I watched this thing about well, it kind of takes place in India where like there's a lack of medical professionals who live in like rural parts of India, and some businesses over in India are trying to meet the demand of medical professionals by using generative AI. Well, no, not generative AI. It's a different kind of AI, but it's where like it will collect all the different information and also examine like the human body in order to like how do you say uh make sure that, you know, like when it comes to like less serious elements, that it can be addressed, but it will be working alongside doctors. I think I've kind of had my mind changed because like unfortunately there's not that many people, to my knowledge at least, who are going into the medical field, you know? But yeah. Like it's interesting. So why not only those sort of reasons, but also yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one thing. Maybe this is just me talking as a person that loves history, who loves world cultures and just everything involved in that. But I don't like to see how there's some people out there who will look at, like, you know, our history. When I say our history, I mean all human history. Like, you know, I'll bring this up in just one sec, but like actually I'll get to it now. As an example, like I remember 2014, 2015, around that time, and ISIS they had went into a museum. Okay, they went into a museum that has how do you say, relics from, how do you say, ancient Mesopotamia. Okay, having all their different gods and, like relics from their history. Those motherfuckers went into that museum and started destroying statues, started destroying tablets, started to destroy a crucial, important piece of human history. Fortunately, there have been like people who have been able to preserve that history and preserve like a piece of our collective history and like culture. But no, there's people out there who will look at things, either if it's like a political reason or a religious reason, but they feel the need to go out there and destroy stuff. It's not good. It's terrible. So. Oh no. There we go. It looks like it crashed, I guess? I don't know. Okay, there we go. But how do you guys feel? Oh, I remember this story where some archaeologist sacrificed his life against ISIS for the sake of preservation of history. Exactly. Now, honestly, like, to anyone who loves history out there, yes. To anyone who loves history out there and who loves our world, I do have to say this. If you love this, like, I love this world. Humans, we have done a lot of terrible things, but we've also have done beautiful things too. And I believe by preserving our jungles, preserving our, environments, and preserving, like, gifts, matter of fact, from ancient people, I believe that, like, that's something worth fighting for. So. That's what I have to say on that. But anywho, that's enough of me preaching. So, we'll probably continue more of this in the next stream tomorrow, actually. So, let me just go here. All right. Yeah, no, I hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and whenever you're watching this over on YouTube. Just give me one sec. Well, actually, you brought up something. I forgot about it, but you actually reminded me of it. Thank you. But actually, the most ancient thing I know in the U.S. is probably redwood forest in California. Exactly. Yeah, no, I was overlooking it. And there's, also in Utah, actually, there's valleys where Native Americans, they had built homes into the mountainside of, like, these valleys to avoid, like, when there would be floods. And, like, no, honestly, I think that kind of clouded my judgment when I was comparing the U.S. to, like, the rest of the world. But that's just because I hear about, like, all these beautiful places that have been around for a long time in this country, and some people think it's okay to destroy them and put in some modern crap there that is useless and it's not helping communities out. It's matter of fact for corporate interests, which I think a good society is one that prioritizes its people and does not put the wealthy amongst, like, rich people. They are important, yes, but they shouldn't be to the extent where average folk like you and me are like sidelined. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say on that. But yeah. Anywho, I'll end the stream here. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay happy, healthy, and all that good stuff. So, take care.